Chapter 16. Life has turned a corner. The whole time I was in the hospital, I was listed under no information. I write under HIPAA to keep the details of my presence at the hospital confidential. This was to protect me from Tin Man. As such, the nurses had to continue to check and ask permission about any visitors who were there to see me. I so appreciated their discretion. When I filled out the paperwork for Thadeaus' birth, I named him Thadeaus Zenos Ringgold. It felt right to give him my maiden name. During his pregnancy, I'd prayed day and night for God's protection over my children. For Thadeaus, my prayer was to please keep him with me full time for at least the first year. I didn't want the courts to force Thadeaus to go to Virginia for visitations with a man he didn't know to an unfamiliar home. Thaddeus is such a beautiful baby. The day after his birth, June 10th, I checked out of the hospital with my mom by my side. She spent the day helping us get settled at home. Johnny had cleaned the refrigerator and pantry while I was at the hospital. I've been nervous about being left alone with Thaddeus. Not a fear, just an insecurity. It had been 4 years since taking care of a newborn. He is so little. In the evening, I tried to keep Thaddeus awake because he'd been sleeping all day, despite my efforts to keep him awake. I would tickle him, kiss him, talk to him, and play with his feet, arms, hands, and try to keep him awake, but he sleeps through it all. He likes to sleep during the day. That's exactly how he was in the womb, waking me up as I would go to bed. Bjorn's energy is a little chaotic right now. I guess he's trying to work out how he feels about the baby. He makes me nervous when he's jumping all around and he's near the baby. We'll figure it out though, he and I. Kaylee, Johnny and my sister's 9-year-old daughter, and Bjorn now fight like brother and sister. It actually makes me smile. When we arrived home from the hospital, there was the most absurd letter in the mail waiting for me from Tin Man's attorney. Due to the fact that this coming weekend is Father's Day, it was requested that I drive halfway to Virginia to meet in Washington, D.C. in 2 days to hand over Thorbjoern. I just had a baby. Thank you very much. It makes Tin Man look shameful to ask his wife, who just gave birth, to drive down days after doing so. This was one legal letter that I literally ignored. The poor quality of the letter's intent made me wonder what kind of lawyer did he and his parents hire? I wish Tin Man would just go away. I didn't want the drama. I just wanted to stay in my little world here with my 2 children and not think about him ever again. The next week, Thursday, June 17th, I had an appointment with WIC, Women, Infant, and Children. My mom picked us up and she went to the appointment with me. I'd gotten all the paperwork together the night before. She stayed and helped me with the children during the appointment. It was such a relief. I was so used to having to do everything alone because Tin Man was never any help. I did get approved for food stamps, which was awesome. I'd also received an email that my health care came through, so I was approved for Medicaid as well. I felt so blessed. I started putting together 2 photo albums of the grandchildren, one for Grandma Chris and one for Farmer, Tin Man's biological mother. I also created a scrapbook for each son concerning cards, sonograms, bracelets from the hospital, and baby pictures. Tin Man surprisingly deposited $254 in my checking account out of the blue. I assumed he had gotten a job. Tuesday, June 22nd, I stopped by my PA attorney, Don's office, to read and sign the custody complaint he drew up. Number 13 summarized the whole document for me.
The best interest and permanent welfare of the children will be served by granting the relief requested because plaintiff has been the caregiver to both children since birth. During the time the parties were together, defendant rarely acted as a caregiver to Thorbjoern. Defendant has not yet cared for Thadeaus. Defendant is presently enrolled in law school and he has little time available to care for the children. It is a preference under the law that siblings be raised together. Wherefore, plaintiff prays that this honorable court will enter an order regarding the parties' minor children, which will grant joint legal custody to the parties, primary physical custody to plaintiff, and partial physical custody to defendant.
The next day, Don called me. We'd received paperwork from Tin Man's attorney that they had requested the courts hire a guardian ad litem to represent Thorbjoern, claiming that I, the mother, was being unreasonable. As a result, Don recommended I hire a Virginia attorney as well. Thus, I called Robin Morgan, whom my court appointed criminal attorney had recommended. Mr. Morgan called me back personally. It was a fantastic conversation. He'd grown up in Westchester, where Taylor's music store was located, the town next to where I grew up in Downtown. He had attended Washington and Lee, right next to Virginia Military Institute, where Tin Man and I had attended and had met. That was two signs for me that he was meant to be my Virginia attorney. Saturday, June 26th. Mom came over today to help me with the boys. I literally have the mom I've always wanted. How did that happen? Johnny had dinner with Mom and I. It was lovely. I'm grateful for the peaceful home and support. The boys are doing well. Thaddeus is nursing almost hourly, and occasionally I have supplemented with formula because my milk is having a hard time keeping up with his demand. I'm surprised at how good I feel physically and emotionally, despite the lack of sleep with nursing a newborn around the clock and dealing with all the legal stress. I think the Shaklee protein drinks have helped me a lot, as well as feeling emotionally supported by my family. My relationship with my parents seemed to have taken a good turn. We stand united against a common enemy. I understand the importance of staying focused on the energy I'm directing on how I'm creating my life, to not get stuck in the dramas or heartache of the legal stuff. I could feel the reality I desired to create: sole custody of the boys, supervised visitation for Tin Man, a quick and easy divorce. I tried to always stay heart centered and plugged into spirit. Please, God, keep my children safe was always the prayer that flowed from my heart. Guide my step, God, so that I may keep my children safe always. Friday, July 9th, 2010. I went downstairs looking for Johnny. He lived in the basement while I lived on the top floor. We shared the ground floor kitchen, but he rarely used it. The ground floor also had a dining room, which I converted to a play area for my children. I went down his steps, knocking on the wall of the stairs. Hey, Johnny, okay if I come down?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, I said, standing before him. As always, he was at his desk.
What's up, kid?
He said to me, as he always did, though he was only a few years my senior. I need to vent. I just got off the phone with my attorney.
Yeah, everything okay?
Well, Dawn received an email from Tin Man's Pennsylvania attorney, Bill Hagner. Don had hired a process server in Virginia to serve Tin Man papers, but Tin Man refused them and snuck out the back door of the office where he works.
That's hilarious. It just proves to your attorney and his what a lowlife Tin Man is.
Right? I said, thinking. I'm pretty sure Tin Man thought he was being smart.
Yeah, that's not being smart. He works for a law firm, right?
I think so.
And he's going to law school?
Yeah?
He's a dumbass, the bane of your existence. He's shooting himself in the foot. It doesn't sound like you have anything to worry about, Destiny. He will make himself look bad all on his own.
He laughed. I've kind of felt that too, that as long as I stay the course, the judges will see the truth.
Absolutely. The judge will see he's just running away from his responsibilities.
Well, then that's good.
So, how did court go on Wednesday?
I sighed.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to get upset about it. Everything is fine. My children are with me and they are healthy. I have a wonderful roof over my head, an awesome roommate, I teased.
Well, what happened?
Well, because Tin Man is claiming poverty level while being a student, Master Lombardi awarded me a whole $55 a month. and child support.
Are you kidding me? That will buy you what? Diapers for a month for Thaddeus?
It would have only been $50 for one child, but it is 55 for two, I said, gritting my teeth.
How is that even possible? I pay your sister $400 a month for Kaylee, and she is with me half the time.
He said, I know. It's an insult to all single moms trying to take care of their babies. Because Tin Man is in law school, he claims poverty, and Master Lombardi allowed it.
That's insane.
I know.
If you didn't have your parents' help, where would you live? What would you do?
Well, I was in that situation a few months ago, and miracles happened. Lori and V built an apartment over their garage for me, and my friend showed up on moving day. He smiled at me.
Are you glad to be up here now?
I am. I couldn't stomach watching Scarecrow and Tin Man playing house with Bjorn. Nevertheless, with both my children, I said, swallowing.
That's all unbelievable. Well, her moving in on the day you moved out will speak loudly to the judge.
I'm hoping.
Timon clearly doesn't have a clue what it really takes to raise a family. Has he met Thaddeus yet?
Nope. I'm pretty sure he's been avoiding coming to Pennsylvania so he doesn't get served.
Wow, you're likely right. I couldn't imagine not meeting my child for months. Maybe it is for the best.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
You have adultery, avoiding meeting his second child, and only paying $55 a month in child support. I think you'll be fine. It will paint a very real picture to the judge.
Yeah, I keep thinking anyone who's paying only $55 a month in child support has no right to criticize my parenting.
No, your ex puts the dead back into deadbeat dad.
So true, I laughed. July 21st, 2010. I attended the required parenting class at the courthouse in Westchester. Apparently, Timmy is scheduled to attend the parenting class next week. I wonder if he'll actually come up for it. Our court hearing is August 11th at 1:30. Tinman has yet to meet Thaddeus, who is 6 weeks old now. He's missing out on so much. I really like who I am, who I've become. I like myself when I look in the mirror. I'm feeling very confident that I have the power and ability to continue to create the life I desire. I started exercising again. Sundays, I jog with Dad while Alya, his Iraqi translator, watches Bjorn. And he gives Alce, her son who is close to Bjorn's age, someone to play with. Mom watches Thaddeus. I try to take walks often too. I have a peaceful home for the children. Everyone is happy and healthy. My student base is growing and I'm starting to bring in decent income. I feel generally supported by God. My dark night of the soul, coming back to PA and getting on my feet has really changed me. It has made me more compassionate, more heart centered, loving, appreciative, and more focused on my intention with what I choose to create in my life. Saturday, July 24th. Mom and Dad came over. Mom held Thaddeus the whole night, and Dad took Bjorn to the park. I was able to catch up on mail. Then, when Dad and Bjorn came back, I had time to do a few puzzles with Bjorn. This one puzzle for 3 to 7-year-olds was brand new. At first, Bjorn just hogged all the pieces, and then he examined them one by one, putting the pieces down all by himself. I was really impressed. Bjorn is very bright. Overall, Bjorn needs more structured play, and he needs time with me to help him with that. I've been so busy juggling having a newborn, teaching music, and dealing with the legal stuff, I've missed my one-on-one time with him. I'm still working on potty training him, and his eating is still very limited. Rainbow fishies and Shackley milkshake. We've gotten better about Bjorn helping me clean up together. The playroom looks really nice right now. I have a desk set up in the corner. I love my home. I'm going to try to prioritize time every day, one-on-one, for Bjorn and I. I feel we both need it. August 13th. Thaddeus is 2 months old and he has been teething. He is a big boy and has grown at such a rapid speed, now weighing 15 pounds, almost doubling his birth weight. He is so aware. He smiles at me and coos. He's in the swing right now. He moves around a lot in his sleep. Sometimes I think he's waking up because of his movements or because he grunts in his sleep. He cracks me up and has totally broken my heart chakra wide open. These boys are healing me. They've brought me so much joy. My boys give me purpose and teach me how to live right now, how to live from my heart. They're so precious and everyone loves them. Bjorn has been approved for Head Start, which starts next month, September 7th. I feel very grateful. I know I have a large to-do list every day, but things get crossed off eventually. I desire to live in the moment and really enjoy my kids. Bjorn has responded very well to my parenting. To be a single parent, nevertheless a nursing one, to have to make all the money while being the disciplinarian as well as a nurturing mommy is tricky. I've been strict with him, switching back and forth from being stern to sweet and loving. Well, it's all loving. I'm setting boundaries and expectations with him so he feels secure and also behaves well. It is exactly what I believe he needs, but I'm learning as I go here. I rocked Thaddeus to sleep tonight and sang the Barney song. He smiled at me the whole time as he drifted to sleep. He's so aware, the sweetest baby boy in the world. I have all the testosterone I need in my life with my two boys, my two male attorneys, and my roommate.